Go ahead. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to Real Talk Recovery.
Welcome to the night's mirror meeting.
Welcome to tonight's mayor meeting. We want you guys to know that we're so grateful that you could make it tonight, right?
No.
And that recovery is possible.
Yeah.
Okay. Now go with your daddy.
Okay, yes.
Love you.
Yes.
Good evening, everyone. What's up? Welcome to our regular scheduled programming, which is our Friday night, 7 p.m. Medically Assisted Recovery Anonymous support group. My name is Nicole and I'm an addict and I am on medically assisted treatment, Suboxone. I've been on Suboxone since July 13th of 2015 and I have been sober since July 13th, 2015. So I haven't had any slips or relapse since I got on Suboxone and it's actually really benefited me. So, I've been going over and over in my mind thinking, like, what could we talk about tonight? You know, how could I share to help you guys with anything, that you're going through this week? And I started kind of like reflecting back on kind of some stuff that I've been going through this week. And I was also thinking about different ways that I could respond to these stressors that I've been experiencing. And I was thinking we could talk a little bit about not reacting whenever you're being provoked, not to react, and how to maybe react in a calmer fashion. And I also wanted to do the Courage to Change reading with you guys. So I think usually when I do the Courage to Change reading, it like inspires me to talk about something else. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to start out by reading the Courage to Change. So here we go. If only I had infinite wisdom, I secretly think. If only I could see everything before me, a clear path, the knowledge of how I must spend each moment of life. But in meeting after meeting, I am reminded that I can only work with what I have today. I don't know what tomorrow will bring. What's more, I am probably better off not knowing. If I knew what was coming, I suspect that I would spend all my time trying to run from painful experiences instead of living. I would miss out on so much great stuff. I can trust my higher power to lead me through this day, so that I will be prepared for the future when it arrives and able to work with whatever it brings. This leaves me time to enjoy the many gifts life has to offer, time that would otherwise be spent worrying. Today's reminder. An old maxim says, "It'll shine when it shines." If I am willing to listen, I will receive all the information I need when the time is right. Just for today, I will know that I am in good hands. Just for today, I will try to live through this day only and not tackle all my problems at once. Just for today, I will try to live through this day only and not tackle all my problems at once. So a lot of the times whenever, you're going through something and maybe you're having, okay, so I'm going to relate this back into the beginning of my recovery. So when I first got sober, as many addicts when they first get sober, I had like fines that I had to pay. I had legal problems that I had to get things straightened out. Like I had a lot of stuff that unfinished business from my addiction, right? The wreckage of my past. That's what I would say. The wreckage of my past. And so when I got sober, I was so overwhelmed because I thought, I've got to get all these fines taken care of. I've got to get my son back. I've got to get a job. I've got to get my driver's license. I got to get a car. I need to get a house. And it was just a slew of different things that I had to accomplish, right? And that were overwhelming me, right? And I think a lot of the times, especially in early recovery, it's so easy to let the weight of the world or the weight of your past, right? All those past mistakes that we made burden us to the point where we're not moving forward in the moment, right? So if I'm constantly focusing on what I haven't accomplished, then what am I not doing? If I'm constantly focusing on what I haven't gotten done, then I'm not actively working on what I need to be doing. Do you understand what I'm saying? So a lot of the times what would happen to me is I would get so caught up in looking back on what I needed to do and being overwhelmed with not being able to accomplish enough things in one day that I would not end up accomplishing any of it. You know, I would just end up sitting there and being miserable and afraid and thinking, I'm failing. I'm not making any progress, and beating myself up and beating myself up. Nate, please get out of here, baby. Go with Daddy.
That thing's so loud.
I know, give me a kiss first. Okay? I love you.
Why I just cover my
Hey girl, I miss you, Layla. I messaged you on Patreon, girl. I've been worried about you. I'm glad to see you in here. I'm so glad to see. Hey, Cindy. Hey, everybody. So here's the tea. I can focus on one thing at a time. And when I take one thing at a time and I work through that, then I'm going to be able to accomplish those goals, right? So one of the things that we do over on Patreon is we set small goals for each week. Goals that we know are obtainable for that week. Goals that we can help each other accomplish. And each goal might build up to something really big, right? You might have 5 little goals that equal to one big thing that you need to get accomplished, right? So for instance, making a $5 payment on fines every week, that can work up to paying your fine off. Nate, go, please stop. I love you too. As long as you're steadily moving forward and making progress, that's all that matters. One day at a time, moving forward, progress, not perfection. Don't overwhelm yourself. Okay? Okay. Sorry. My husband's home, so. And I think I know for me, you guys, what happens is I get really discouraged because I feel like I feel like my addiction took so much from me so fast that I want to get it all back just as fast as I lost it. Do you know what I mean? And honestly, that's not reality. And I feel like a lot of the things that I've been going through lately are just reality. You know, I'm starting to realize that really the only people that are going to be in my life it's like a small group of people that I keep around me, my inner circle, you know, because when I branch out and I start letting too many people into that inner circle, I end up getting really, really hurt, you know. I used to not trust anybody. When I was in my active addiction, I looked at everyone like, what is your motive? Why are you with me? What do you want from me? What are you trying to benefit from? You know? And then when I got sober, I got so naive and so happy to help others and to give back what was given to me that I forgot that so many people don't ever change their behaviors. You know, it's easy to stop doing drugs, okay? Just stop, right? That's the easy part. The hard part is changing and being a better person. The hard part is improving your behavior and not continuing to do the same old nasty shit over and over and over again. I pride myself on being completely transparent and honest here on my channel about everything in my life. Everything from my relationship to the way I parent my son to the way I work at my job. Like, I want to share my experience in my life in recovery with you guys so you can see that, hey, recovery is possible. if Nicole can work a job and take care of her son and do the dishes and do the laundry and clean her house, then maybe I can do it, right? Or if Nicole can come on and have a YouTube channel and keep her YouTube channel going and upload on time every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, maybe I can do it, right? Because there was somebody that I looked up to that was doing it. So I think that we all kind of have somebody that we can look up to, And I have people that I watch, you guys, that I look up to, and I think, man, I wish I could only be half as good as that person. I hope that when I'm sharing my story that it's helping inspire other people. That's all I want to do here on my channel is inspire other people to change their life. That's all I want to do. I kind of want to go back. Hey, Adam. And I want to share with you guys how I got into my addiction and what pushed me into getting on Suboxone. Okay? Because I feel like I need to share that with you guys because maybe some of you don't know why I got on Suboxone. Maybe some of you guys haven't watched my story. Oh, hold on. Let me shut this notification off. All right. Sorry about that, guys. Maybe you haven't watched my story. Maybe you're curious to know why. Hey, Nicole, why did you get on Suboxone? Why didn't you jump off of dope and just cold turkey it? Okay, so I'm going to share that with you guys because I think a lot of people don't understand that I did go through withdrawal. I did jump off of everything I was on, So I didn't see your video yet, Adam. I'm sorry. But I'll go over there and watch it as soon as I get done here, okay? I promise. So, okay. So let's go back to the time So from the time I was 17 till about 23, you guys, I was in and out about 2 rehabs by that time. I had been into 2 treatment centers, okay? And I went into my 3rd treatment center because my probation officer, before she sent me to prison, had given me an option to go get treatment, right? Okay, good. Listen, I'm gonna tell you all about it, okay? Because I know a lot of people don't understand, and so instead of judging or not learning, we can help each other to understand. I can share with you my experience. I can share with you how it's helped benefit me, and you can make your own opinion. You know what I mean? And if you still don't agree with me, that's okay, right? I'm just trying to help other people who are going through the same thing I am. There are a lot of other addicts who are on Suboxone and who are on methadone who don't have any support, okay? There are a lot of other drug addicts and alcoholics who are on maintenance, naltrexone, antabuse, Suboxone, methadone, Sublocade, Vivitrol, and they don't feel accepted by other people that are in recovery. Okay? I actually just got done doing a podcast with my friend Brian, and we were talking about the judgment from other addicts. It's a stigma within our own community of other addicts elevating themselves above people who are on Suboxone, almost like they're superior because their journey was different than mine. The only difference between me and somebody who's not on Suboxone is that I am taking a partial opioid agonist and they're not. There's not any, I don't act any different. I don't get high from the medication. I've been on it for so long. Honestly, you guys, I've just been on it for so long, I don't even realize that I'm taking it. But I know that if I don't take it, that I will be sick from it, right? I know that if I skipped about 3 doses, I would start experiencing withdrawal syndromes, okay? So the reason I got on Suboxone was I went to prison. I came out of prison. I met my husband in 2012. When I met my husband, you guys, when I met my husband, we had just started injecting Roxy's and we were real strung out on opiates. And for a long time, I had always just been shooting meth, right? But when I started dating Neil, I got real into opiates real hard. And then that had become my main drug of choice was Roxy's. Okay, I think I've shot heroin maybe 4 or 5 times, not very many times. It was always synthetic. It was always Roxy's or Dilaudid or morphine. So I was on Roxy's, and my friend called DHS on me. Okay, so DHS is the Department of Human Services, and they came to my house, you guys, and they said, hey, we need to drug screen you. We heard that you're on drugs and that you're neglecting your son, and we want to make sure that your son's okay. So they drug tested me, and I failed for benzos and opiates. Okay, and that's whenever they told me they weren't going to take him. Well, then they came back to the house and they tested my husband, and he was also dirty for benzos and opiates. So they said, don't worry, we're not going to take him. We're just going to put an order, I think it's called order of protection in, where what they do is, like, I was going to have to start, like, taking drug screens, doing parenting classes, and all that stuff. So we were like, there was still hope at that time. Like, I was like, okay, I can get my life together, and they're not going to take my son, and everything's going to be all right, you know? Then they came back 24 hours later and said they changed their mind and that they needed to take my son. So the day they took my son, I was high on Roxy's. I just got some Roxy's and shot up. And I gave my son over to the DHS, and then I asked the lady to take me to detox. So that day that I gave my son over, they took me to detox, and I went through my whole detox, you guys. I detoxed off of Xanax. I detoxed off of Roxy's. I detoxed off of methamphetamine. I detoxed off of all these different substances that were in my system, okay? I was in detox for 6 days. I stayed an extra day because it was a Sunday when I was supposed to get out, and I didn't want to get out on a Sunday because I wanted to go straight into treatment on Monday. So I had them hold me 1 extra day, and I went straight from the detox into treatment. Now, when I got to treatment, you guys, I didn't stay sober. I was having my husband drive up to the treatment center and deliver me Xanax. Okay? He was hiding Xanax bars outside for me in plastic baggies. I was getting them, and I was taking them, and I was staying high while I was in treatment. The first 2 weeks I was in treatment, I was high on benzos. Okay? Every day. Then I got caught. They caught Neil red-handed dropping Xanaxes off to me at the treatment center. And that's when they told me they were going to kick me out. And that's when they told me they were going to terminate my rights. And that's when everything just shit hit the fan. The treatment center ended up giving me a chance, okay? They ended up giving me a chance and saying, we're not going to kick you out. We're going to give you one more chance. You could stay here for the next 2 weeks, but you better be on your best behavior. And you better show us that you want recovery. So I stayed in there. I worked my ass off. I learned everything I could. I read this book from front to back and then back again. And I learned all my 12 steps. I got a sponsor lined up for when I got out of treatment. I did it all. I graduated on my I think I stayed there for 32 days. And what we would do for graduation is we would all sit in this huge circle, and they would pass this stone around. I know I still have it. That was like painted, a pretty color. You get to pick whatever color you want. And they would pass the stone around, and each person would say something about how you impacted their life while you were in treatment with them. It was like our peers, other people that were in rehab with me. And so everybody passed the stone around. Hey, Liz. And, you know, they were saying that they were grateful that I had straightened up and that I was going to fight for my son, because they had all felt like I was just forfeiting my son because I was using while I was in treatment. And it was all these encouraging words like, you can stay sober, you can do this, you can change your life. So I got out of treatment. My husband picked me up, and that's when he told me he got on Suboxone. While I was in treatment, he went and got put on Suboxone. And when he told me that, you guys, I was really angry because I thought, why did you do that? You know, what if they don't, what's going to happen now? They're not going to let us have our son back, right? And he was like, I can't stay sober. I've never stayed sober before, Nicole. I've been trying to get sober for 10 years, right? And you have to remember, me and Neil had only been together for about 3 years, okay? And so we had been trying to get sober from 2012 to 2015 when we had Nathaniel. Hey, Misty. Hey, Liz. Um, we had been trying to get sober the whole time we were together. It was miserable. We were dope sick all the time. We were having to hustle to get drugs all the time. We didn't have money like that, y'all. So I was having to steal and pawn shit. I've had to pawn my diamond rings before. This ring that Neil got me, y'all, this is the first ring I haven't pawned. You see this? This is a beautiful, beautiful diamond engagement ring that my husband got me. And I actually didn't pawn it. And it's shaped like a bell because I work, and so when I slam my hand down, it won't get fucked up. But this was the ring I picked out when we got married. And then he gave me this one, because you got to get the band. But these are the first diamonds that I didn't pawn. Okay? I would pawn everything just to get dope, and then I would lose them. Last time Neil got me a blue diamond ring, and I pawned it to get dope. So he had gotten put on Suboxone, and I was like, what the fuck? And then we met with our DHS caseworker, and that's when she told me, maybe this medication could help you too. And they told me, they sat me down and they said, if you relapse, your rights are going to be terminated. You're going to lose your son. Okay? And everything else I had done in my life, you guys, I had relapsed. I had tried so many times to get sober. I had tried to get sober over 15 times. Okay? I have overdosed and been hospitalized 4 times in my life in the hospital from a drug overdose. One time, I went into a coma for 7 damn days. So when they sat me down and they said, this is an option for treatment, that's when I was like, I was already struggling because the day I got out, I wanted to get high. I don't know what it is about meth and Roxy's, but that shit used to call my name. Even with my son being taken away. So we decided that would be a good treatment option for me. I had 30 days sober from opiates. Okay? And that's when my doctor said, if you can't stay sober, this can help you. And then when you're ready to wean off, we'll taper you off. I went into it knowing that I would have to taper. I went into it knowing that it was a partial opioid agonist. I went into it asking all the questions I had to ask. Okay? And thank God I had that option, you guys, because that option isn't available to other people that have their children taken away. I have seen people have their children taken away and then told that they have to get off of medically assisted treatment, which is against the law. You can't do that. When you're prescribed something legally, the DHS can't tell you have to get off of your prescribed medication. But I've seen them do that before. So that was an option for me. I really, really prayed about it. I looked back on my past behaviors and I realized I've never stayed sober for longer than 9 months. That's the longest amount of sobriety I ever had. I didn't even stay sober when I was in prison. I was getting high on hydrocodones in prison. So I got on Suboxone that day. Okay? That day I got put on Suboxone, which was like August 12th or 13th, 2015. I got put on Suboxone. All right? And I also started working a 12-step program. Okay? And I started going to intensive therapy. Because one thing that I've always struggled with is low self-esteem. Hey, Tara. And low self-esteem, no self-love, no self-worth, okay? I was always seeking validation from others, and part of that was due to my addiction, and part of that was seeking acceptance and trying to fit in, right? And so I had just gotten to the point, you guys, that in my addiction where if I didn't get sober and get on Suboxone, then I was going to lose my life. Okay? And if that makes me weak, a loser, not sober, or not in recovery, then that's what it is. I guess that's what I am. You know, honestly, I know that I'm different. I know that I'm different, you guys. But I'm serious. Like, the reason I share my story is because of the ridicule and the judgment and the people telling me I couldn't share and telling me they wouldn't be my sponsor because I was on Suboxone. Okay? This is the best my life has ever been. I have never, ever had a house that I could live in without getting kicked out because I didn't pay the rent. I have never been able to pay my car payment on time. I have never been able to pay off credit card debts and have a savings account. I have never been able to be dependable and show up when I say I was going to show up, all because of my addiction. And if being on Suboxone takes me out of the recovery, makes people think that I'm not serious, then those people aren't the people I want in my life. Okay? I have worked my ass off, and I will be damned if I'm going to have people coming on here on my channel and judging me or judging you. Here on Real Talk Recovery, we are about all-inclusive recovery. We are about what works for someone else might not work for you, and vice versa. Okay? We are about honesty. We're about open-mindedness. We're about willingness. We are about tolerance and love and patience. We do not judge. We just want you to find a healthier life. Okay? I haven't had to make a video about Suboxone judgment in a long time. Because honestly, we were making so many strides positive. Hey Liz, thank you so much. All right, girl, I'm going to get some pistachio ice cream. I love you. I love you. Thank you so much for your support, Liz. It means so much to me. You have no idea. I haven't had to make a video about judgment and recovery in a long time. But I feel compelled to talk about it tonight because so many people are pushing their ideas onto me. Okay? My recovery is my recovery. All right? Your recovery is your recovery. If our ideas of recovery, if you are in unison with me, if you feel what I'm putting down, if you agree with my message, if you believe in what I'm saying and trust me, okay, those are the people that are my tribe, okay? I know I'm different, all right? I know that I'm not like everybody else, all right? Hey, Cindy, love you, girl. But I'm not going to sit back and watch people tear down other addicts. Okay? I'm not going to watch other people who are in active addiction shit on me because I'm on Suboxone, prescribed legally by my doctor. And I'm not going to let other people shit on you guys because there's no reason for you to be ashamed for needing assistance. Medically assisted treatment. Okay? Medically assisted recovery. Okay? Recovery is not one size fits all. Can you imagine if we all were just the same? If we were all just cookie cutter, nobody was any different. What a mundane, boring world that would be, right? That's what I'm trying to do here, you guys. I have many people that are abstinent that believe in my message here, that hear what I'm putting down. The message that I'm trying to convey to you and the newcomer, that recovery is possible. It doesn't matter how you get there. All that matters is that you're trying. Everybody's road is going to be different. Some people's road might be straight. Some people's road might be curvy. Some people's road might be up and down, right? Shit, some people's road might be going underground. Some people's road might be flying high. It's all different. We're human beings. I'm no different than you. We're all human. We all have feelings. We all want to be loved and cared about. We all want to feel good about ourselves. We all want to have relationships and have friends. We all need human interaction, right? And that's what I'm trying to provide here on my channel, is a connection with the viewer. I want my subscribers to know that I want to get to know you guys. I want to hear what makes you tick. I want to know what helps you stay sober, you know? Hey, Melissa. Hey, Angel. I'm glad you guys made it too. I would never, ever judge anyone, you guys, for their recovery path. You know, when I first started making videos, a lot of people were making videos about KRATOM. I won't say it because I just don't think you can say it on YouTube anymore. But a lot of people were making videos about K for opiate recovery and to help people get off opiates. And at first I was like really hesitant to say that I supported that. But honestly, I have such close friends. I have 2 very close friends who have used that to get to where they're at today. And they are amazing people in recovery. Okay? One of them is Avalon Decker, and the other one is Leonard from her opiate fix. And they are both some of the realest, most honest, most loyal friends that I've ever met in my life. They're not two-faced. They won't turn on you for no reason. They're good people. You know, those are the kind of people I want in my life. You know, I know that we all struggle, especially if we're in active addiction. I know we struggle, we get insecure, we lash out at people. But I'm here to tell you guys that there's no excuse to continually hurt someone, okay? There's no excuse for it. If that's what's on your agenda and that's all you're focused on doing, then of course, you know, I don't want part of that. Judging people who are on medically assisted treatment and giving them the idea that they're not welcome in your little area of recovery bubble, that's dangerous. Judgment kills people. Okay? Judgment makes a person feel unsure. All right? For the longest time, I let other people's judgment of me being on Suboxone affect my life. I let it keep me awake at night. I let it make me obsess over how I needed to hurry up and get off Suboxone. The first year I was on Suboxone, I constantly was thinking I needed to get off of it. You know why? Because my sponsor wouldn't sponsor me. They wouldn't let me do this and that and that and the other. Nobody wanted to hear my story. And then I thought, this is some bullshit. Are you kidding me? Do you know how many people are dying from opiate overdose? Do you know how many people are dying every single day from overdoses? And you going to come to me and judge me about being on a life-saving medication that has changed my life and helped me improve my life for the better? I'm not down with that. And that's why it's so important for you guys to understand, here on Real Talk Recovery, we are about that medically assisted recovery anonymous. I'm about science. I'm about Suboxone, methadone are helping people live their lives. Okay? Is it a bad idea to quit smoking too, or should I wait longer? So here's the deal, Angel. For me, I had to do one thing at a time, right? So when I was trying to get sober and trying to get off all the drugs, I was smoking like a chimney because I was stressed out. I was in the treatment center smoking behind the building. I was everywhere, right? So what I think I would do if you're trying to, because I know you're trying to get sober from alcohol, is I would go ahead, lean on them cigarettes for right now, okay? Because you don't want to stress yourself out with too many things at one time, right? So get yourself a good foundation off the alcohol and sobered up, a good 6 months, okay? And then we can start looking at getting rid of the cigarettes. Because honestly, what's going to happen when you let go of those cigarettes, it's just like, honestly, it's our human nature, right? To like reach for something else, okay? Now, I've heard some people who are just balls to the wall say, I quit smoking cigarettes, I quit drinking, I quit shooting dope, everything all at once. And I'm like, you're Superwoman. You're Superman. Because honestly, that was the only relief that I had. And when you're getting sober, you guys, you're going through a time where you're not having that relief, right? You're not being able to get that feeling that you get from alcohol, from the dope. You know what I'm saying? And so a lot of times that cigarette break is the only time you can get that. So that's why while you're sobering up and getting your life together, you're going to learn new coping skills, okay? So that way, after about 6 months, after about a year, you could start getting off the cigarettes, you know? But you got to learn another skill to cope with to fill in where those cigarettes were. Do you understand what I'm saying? That's what I would do. That's what I did. And honestly, you guys, I didn't put a lot of focus on quitting smoking cigarettes. One day I just said, I've got to quit these cigarettes, and I stopped buying them. Yeah, one step at a time. Well, we got weed still, so I thought quit. Well, Angel, it just depends. Honestly, like, I would do one thing at a time. That's what I would do. I would stop and I would get my alcohol or whatever that you're abusing, get that out of your life, okay? Because what you're doing when you get sober, you guys, it's easy to say, oh, I quit doing drugs, right? That's the easy part, is quitting the drugs. The hard part is staying stopped, okay? The hard part is finding things to fill your day where that alcohol used to fill your day, okay? So a lot of alcoholics will go through their day and they're all day drinkers. They wake up in the morning and they're drinking. They're walking around the house, they got a drink, okay? So what you have to do is you have to fill your time with things to distract you from the alcohol, because the obsession to drink is still within you. The obsession to drink and use doesn't become lifted, okay, until you start working spiritually, connecting to a power greater than yourself, whatever that is for you, okay? And then whenever you start connecting with that power through meditation, through prayer, through working of steps, okay? I really want you guys who are trying to get sober to start working the 12 steps, okay? I want you to go and get a book. If you're an alcoholic, go get this book, the Alcoholics Anonymous Big Book, okay? And start reading it. Start learning about your disease, okay? If you haven't already went online and watched the video I told you guys to watch like 4 weeks ago, I recommended a video to you guys called Pleasure Unwoven. It's a whole video about the argument that addiction is a choice, okay, not a disease. I want you guys to watch Pleasure Unwoven on YouTube. Addiction is a disease, all right? Right? Because we had a thought, let's celebrate with shots. Slap myself, haha. Yeah, and that's all. That's how it is, you guys. Like, that's how it was. Okay, so think about it. For alcoholics, that's what we do. For drug addicts, we're the same way. Oh, I'm having a hard day. I can't cope. Let me get high. Oh, I don't have enough energy. I don't feel like working. Let me get high. Right? Everything was let me get high. Let me get a drink. Let me get high. Let me get a drink. So, practicing new behaviors, learning new hobbies, learning new activities to do with people, patting ourselves, exactly, Angel, patting ourselves on the back. Well, I had a great day today. I didn't get in no trouble. I'm getting high, right? I used to celebrate, you guys, for it being Friday. Shit, I used to celebrate because it was Tuesday. You know, anything to get high and get fucked up. So, okay, do you guys have any questions? I want to start interacting with you guys more. So, what do you guys have going on today? What do you guys want to talk about? I want to ask you guys. So, I'm listening. You guys ask me anything you want to know. If you want to ask me a question about something recovery related, if you want to ask me a question about something from my experience, my story, if you want to talk about anything, just ask me anything you want to know. I just really wanted to talk to you guys today about shaming and judging other addicts for their pathway to recovery. You know, if you're truly in recovery and you're truly trying to change your life and be better, then it's not right to judge other people for their pathway to recovery. And I know that none of you ladies that are here on this live stream, none of you guys do that. But there are people who do that. And sometimes maybe they don't realize they're doing it. Maybe they've just gotten so sucked into being negative and being hateful, right? That they've become accustomed to doing those same behaviors over and over again. But I'm not the kind of person who's just going to accept those behaviors. When am I going to come to California to see Dr. B? Well, honestly, I haven't even thought about that. Probably next summer, though. You know, my aunts and my uncles, my grandmas and my grandpas, they live out there in California. And then my dad's side lives in New York. So, you know what? Probably next summer. He said I could come out there and do an internship. So that would be really awesome. Cindy says, no one has a right to judge anyone else's recovery. Absolutely. And listen, you guys, like, I'm not judging anyone else's recovery. You know, I'm not a person, I don't med shame. In fact, there's been several people who have been in this recovery community who are on medications that I necessarily, you know, can't take myself. But I would never tell them that they're not welcome here. That's exactly where you need to be. You know, if you're still taking a bunch of drugs and getting high, then I want you to be in here. I want you to be in the community with us. I'm never going to shame you. And then there's also people who need to be on medications for the rest of their life. Okay. And I'm not going to shame those people either. I believe that if you're responsible and you're not abusing your medications, that you are absolutely in recovery. Okay. You are absolutely sober. I know many, many, many alcoholics with over 20 years of sobriety, okay, who are prescribed benzodiazepines because they have anxiety. And they take benzodiazepines when they have a panic attack, and that's it. And they've been sober for over 20 years. And nobody judges them. Nobody even asks them about it, okay? That's another thing. If someone's asking you about what medications you're on, you don't have to tell anybody that, just so y'all know, okay? It is between you and your doctor. Kids are going, dads, we should all support one another. Some people are just mean. Cindy, I absolutely agree. Weed is my patient. Never quit everything else. Not. Oh, I understand. And here's the thing. I don't even judge people, you guys, who smoke pot. I want everyone to succeed in their life. And what that looks like for you may not look the same to me, okay? Your success in recovery might be you're on Suboxone and you're on your mental health meds, and that's what your recovery is. You're not going to get off those medications. You're going to be on those medications. And that is amazing, okay? Your recovery might be that you're abstinent and you've been sober for 15 years. And that's your success story. Or you could be like me. Your success story could be you're on Suboxone. You're trying to taper off. But I'm already a success story. You know why? Because I'm not jabbing a fucking needle in my arm every day. Because I'm able to take care of my son today. Because I'm able to show up and show out today. Because I can be a wife today. I can be a daughter today. I can be a mom today. I can be a mentor today, right? I couldn't do that shit when I was getting high. When methadone was created, it was meant to be used for life. Absolutely. And you know what? It's a lot of people are still on it for their life because it's a maintenance medication. That's what it was created for, to help you maintain. Because it's proven, you guys, science, that a person who abused opiates for many years, shit, probably even not, maybe 2 or 3 years, shit, I don't know, that your chemistry in your brain is changed forever. And it's almost like you are in this constant depression state where you never get back on this balance, okay? And so you're constantly feeling sad or not normal. And when you take opiates, you feel normal, okay? So you take the opiates away from the person and then they never feel normal again. And they're miserable and they're unhappy. So you put the opiate addict on Suboxone or methadone, and then they feel normal, and they're able to function, and they're not sad, and they don't want to kill themselves. Okay? That's a success story. That's my success story. Okay? I've never been able to stay sober any other time. And I've got 4 years, you guys. 4 years of continuous sobriety, no drugs. The only thing I do is take my fucking Suboxone and take my damn Wellbutrin and Lexapro for my brain. And that's it. That's a miracle for me, you guys. And that's why there should be no judgment from any other addicts, especially. Because we're all trying to live our lives. We're all on the same path. Listen, I think this is really important for me to say. I don't hate anybody, okay? I dislike some people, and I've learned who people truly are, but I don't hate them. In fact, I want them to be okay. I don't want them to die of an overdose. I don't want them to go out and get hurt, you know? I don't want anything like that to happen. When you're judging somebody, you guys, then you're sending them out on this wrong, it's like hurtful, and there's no reason to do it. There's no reason to judge me for being on Suboxone, especially when I've been so transparent about it. And I lead with that. That's why I started my channel, was because I wanted to support other addicts on medically assisted treatment. I wanted to be a sounding board for other addicts who were going through methadone or Suboxone treatment who felt like they didn't have anyone they could relate to. I wanted to be able to come here and have MAT support groups and mayor meetings, and for you guys to be able to come in and say, hey, Nicole, I just got on Suboxone and I've been really constipated. Did that happen to you? Do you know anything that I could do to alleviate that? And I can say, well, I'm not a doctor, but yes, I went through that same thing when I got on Suboxone, and this is what I did. I take fiber, I drink plenty of water, I do Miralax, right? Tara says, addiction is so isolating, so when you try to recover, you're not sure what to expect from the outside world. Absolutely. And Angel says she wants to be a great example for her kiddos. And that's one of the main things, you guys, that keeps me pushing forward, is that I want to be an example for Nathaniel. I want him to see, like, my mom is kind. She wants to help people, right? She wants to help people change their lives and improve their lives. And my little boy, he is my right-hand man. He knows my heart. And he knows that I want to help people to recover, right? If your recovery includes medically assisted treatment, you're in the right place. Because I will never judge you, because I've been judged. Okay? I will never make you feel uncomfortable and make you feel not welcome, because I've had people do that to me. And it's not a good feeling. You know, I'm not a doctor. I'm not a therapist. I'm not a counselor. Okay. I'm a recovering addict who shares her experience in hopes that it'll help other people find recovery and be inspired to change their life. You know what I'm saying? I think it's really important for if a person feels compelled to judge someone else, if that's your thought in your mind and you're like, oh, they're on Suboxone, they're not in recovery. You're not sober. You can't share in here. I'm not sponsoring you. You're fired because you're on Suboxone, right? If that's your thought process, then you need to look inside of yourself and ask yourself, why do I feel like I need to judge this person? Why do I need to project my miserableness onto this person? Okay? Why do I feel so uncomfortable in my own skin that I have to try and make somebody else feel uncomfortable in their skin? Okay? When you see me and I come on and I'm happy and I'm joyful and I'm excited to come on here and do live streams with you guys, it's because I enjoy what I'm doing. I love helping other people. I love sharing my testimony. I love letting other women know that I've been down that road. Okay? I used to be homeless. I used to be shooting up. I used to be a mess. Okay? I used to be on them streets, bouncing in and out, hopping from couch to couch. Okay? I used to be one of those girls who had staph infection because I would shoot up with the same needle over and over again. My rib would be so fucking dull, I'd have to stab myself with it. Okay? I caught hepatitis C because of that. You know, I have hepatitis C. I can tell you all this stuff, you guys. Transparency. You know, committed crimes in my past that I'm not proud of. Transparency. There's no reason. I ain't got to hide it. I have a felony, Class C. Okay? Possession of a controlled substance. All right? Because I got caught with meth. All right? I've always been straight up. I'm a meth addict. I'm a Roxy addict. I'm a freaking cocaine addict. Anything that I can break down and put into a needle, I'm gonna shoot it up. You know, that's my route of administration. That's the way I've always done it. There's nothing for me to hide on here, you know, and that's what I was always taught about my recovery. Okay? Dean said, you are a fantastic example for me personally and have helped me in my recovery. Hey man, I really appreciate you saying that because I've really been going through a little trial and tribulation recently here. And people are trying to make me second guess what I'm doing, trying to push their insecurities off on me and act as if I'm hurting other people. You guys, I always want you guys to know that anything you need help with, you can ask me and I will share anything with you. If you have a question or you need support, all you got to do is reach out. I will answer your texts, your emails, your DMs anytime. You just got to reach out to me. If you don't reach out though, I can't help you. You know, I'm always going to be here to listen. I'm always going to be here to share with you guys my experience so that way maybe you don't have to go through the same thing I went through. But if you are going through the same thing that I'm going through, if you are on medically assisted treatment and you need support, you can come here and you can ask questions. We can share our experience. We can talk about our medication. We can talk about, you know, a lot of times, you guys, I have people that come in and maybe their insurance is messing up and they got kicked off their insurance or their medication's not getting paid for anymore. I remember when I first got on Suboxone, I was on the strips. Thanks, Cindy. I love you, and your support means so much to me. You have no idea. If in pain, you think bad for us to take pain meds? No, Angel, I don't think that's bad. If you have legitimate pain, then I don't think it's bad for a person to be on pain medication. The only time I think that it's bad is if you're abusing the pain medication, okay? And if you're a drug addict and you're on pain medication, I think it's important to have another person in your life that you can trust that can hold your pain meds and dole them out to you as prescribed. Okay, I don't think anybody should have to suffer in pain. Okay, I'm not inhumane. That if I was judging you for being on pain meds, then that would make no sense, because I would be judging myself because I'm on Suboxone, you know? Layla says, I'm on pain meds, never been judged here because I need them and take them as I should do and have them prescribed. Right. You are real, Nicole, and that's one of the many reasons we love you. I love you too, Amy. And here's the thing, you guys. I used to think that all drug addicts couldn't take any medications, right? I'm telling you, I have grown into the person that I am today, because I used to be very closed-minded. I used to be one size fits all. When I first started trying to get sober, I thought the only way to get sober was through AA. I thought that you had to work the 12 steps. If you weren't abstinent, then you weren't sober. And it was not until I struggled to get sober and had to get on medically assisted treatment that my ego was ripped out from underneath me, and I was humbled immediately, because I was fighting for my life and I could not stay sober. And so I got the rug pulled out from underneath me. I got on Suboxone and I gained my footing back. And that was a humbling experience for me, to have to admit that I needed help, that I couldn't do it on my own. And I thought, am I like terrible? Am I like so different than everybody else that I'm the only person that can't get this recovery thing without medically assisted treatment, right? Am I that big of a fucking fuck up? Am I that big of a piece of shit that I can't get sober and stay sober? I don't love my son enough to stay sober? All these things were going through my mind. Oh, it must be because I don't care about my kid, right? It must be because I'm a terrible person. No, that's not what it's because of, okay? It's not what it's because of. I was sick as fuck in my addiction, you guys. And the fact that I was able to admit and say, I can't do this on my own, and reach out for help, that saved my life. Because if I let that shame keep me down like I was, I would have never gotten the help I got, and I probably would have died of an overdose. And Nathaniel wouldn't have me. I wouldn't even be here today. I had to stop letting other people's opinions, judgments of what works for me and what works for them be pushed on me, right? I can't let other people's ideas and opinions be pushed onto me. That's not my story, right? When I came here, my eyes were opened up to drug addiction and how hard it is, and alcohol addiction also. Yes, Layla. Misty says, yeah, I was on a lot of pain meds for multiple sclerosis, but I can't take them responsibly. I got addicted to them over 20 years ago, so I just have to deal with my pain. Misty, I understand, girl. And Cindy says it takes strength to reach out for help. And you guys, for a long time, I fought with the idea of getting on medically assisted treatment, okay? Because I thought I was failing because I was getting on medically assisted treatment. I thought that I was losing the battle, right? No, there's no losing in recovery, okay? As long as you're fighting for your life, right? Then there's no failure in recovery. As long as you're moving forward, trying every single day to be better than you were the day before, okay? I'm so sorry, Misty, too. But you know what, Misty? A lot of people get to that point where they can't take the medication because they know they'll abuse it. But I want you to know something. There are other options that you can do for pain that you can talk to Dr. B about. He can lower your dose of Suboxone, and you can take it more frequently throughout the day, and that's supposed to help with pain. You can switch from Suboxone to methadone. That can help with pain. And if you're truly in pain, having multiple sclerosis, I'm sure you are, then you shouldn't have to live in pain, right? But there are options where you can go, just like I'm saying, and they can dose you, and that can help you with your pain. I think any help is better than no help, and carrying on, doing as you're doing. Absolutely. Chronic pain is a terrible thing to deal with. I know that's right. And here's the thing with chronic pain, you guys. a lot of chronic pain patients are being ripped off their opiates because of this opiate epidemic, right? And so a lot of those people they're the victims in this whole situation because of how big pharma started prescribing oxys back in the 90s. Y'all remember the Oxycontin, remember? And everywhere you went, you could get Oxycontin. I mean, I remember going to pill mills in Florida and buying all kinds of pills, okay, and bringing them back up to Arkansas. Back in those days, they were prescribing them out to everybody like they were candy, saying they're not addictive, okay? And then they started cutting people off because people started wanting more, doctor shopping, going around. And that's what happens to a lot of people, is you pull them off of this medication that they've been on 5, 10, 15 years, right? And it's an opiate that causes withdrawal, okay? And so when a person has to go through pain they're not expecting to have that sickness, and now they're experiencing this horrible withdrawal, right? Then they're going to reach for something else. Do you know what I'm saying? And that's what's happened to a lot of people, and that created a lot of addicts. Okay? That created a lot of addicts. All right? I mean, they were already addicts. They just didn't know it until they took that medication. But with opiates, it's different than alcoholism or crack addiction or cocaine addiction, because opiates, your body becomes dependent. So no matter what, your body is going to become dependent to that medication. So it's a whole nother beast when you're fucking around with opiates. Okay? Okay, let me read what y'all are saying. Okay. Hey, Lydia. I have CP, luckily. I'm controlled in what I take now. Good job, Layla. The Suboxone is helping me a lot with my pain. Misty, that's great. Living in chronic pain can be debilitating. It's like being addicted to feeling better is wrong. It's wrong. Purdue Pharma knew how addictive Oxy was. Once you stop everything, it fucking hurts. I'm sorry, everyone. I'm not getting any notifications for this channel. Maybe 1 or 2 occasionally, but not really at all. So many people, guys. So many people are saying that same thing. If you guys aren't getting notifications when I go live, from now on, go in there, unsubscribe, and then resubscribe back, and make sure that you check the bell on all notifications, okay? But what I'm trying to do is set reminders so that way you guys will see it. You know, it'll say Nicole's going to go live at 7 o'clock, and that way you can come and see, and y'all can be waiting when I come on. Hold on. Okay. So, okay, I'm like loving this conversation that we're having, and I'm so glad that you guys are like understanding where I'm coming from with the whole judgment and how it's not healthy for us to judge anybody, really. And we all need to work on, okay, there's only one judge, and we all know who that is, right? Some of you might not believe in God. Maybe your judge is the universe or nature, right? Oh, girl. Hey. But we need to get together, you guys, and we need to unify, okay? This recovery community, there's some amazingly strong individuals in this recovery community. And we are all trying to fight for our lives and stay sober. And so if we could just put our differences aside and join together and love each other and support each other, that's what this is all about. I'm telling you guys, in the last year, I have learned so much, and I have grown so much in my recovery. You know, we're not all going to get along. Shit, we don't even have to like each other. But it's about principles, not personalities. It's about being brothers and sisters in recovery. It's about lifting each other up, okay? because we did enough tearing ourselves down in addiction. We don't need to hear it from each other. Okay? And here's the thing. I want each and every one of you, before you type something to react to somebody else, before you say something to somebody else, I want you to think in your mind, how would that feel if that was directed at me? Would I say the same thing to myself? Would I say these same words to my child? Would I say these same words to my mother or my father? Okay? Because that's the thing. A lot of the times we go through life and we don't think about how our actions are affecting other people. Because honestly, that's what addiction is. It's selfish. When we're in active addiction, we're extremely selfish and self-centered. The only thing we're worried about is ourselves and how we can get high and fix the way we feel, right? If you're struggling and you're in active addiction and you're going around and you're hating on this person and you're cussing at that person and you're projecting all your insecurities and all your hurts and all your everything onto somebody else, right? When you need help, you're going to look around and you're going to say, well, I shit on Nicole. Where's she at? She can't help me. Y'all listen to me. I have had, I'm not going to say the person's name, but one of my girls has went back and forth, right? And she would get mad at me, and then she would go over here, and then come back, and then she'd go over here, come back. And I have, every time she has came back and apologized and made amends, I've brought her back in with open arms and accepted her. You know why? Because I understand. I understand that a lot of the times we say things and we don't mean them. We say things because we're hurting on the inside, right? But the thing about it is I can't just keep on letting everybody shit on me, you know? So eventually what I'm going to do is I'm going to call you out and hold you accountable and tell you, listen, you can't treat me like that. All right? I used to let that shit slide because I thought I deserved it. But today, no. Today I know I'm doing the right thing. Today I know I'm a good person. Today I know I'm making a difference in other people's lives. Okay? That's why I'm not going to let people treat me like that. You know, we have to assert ourselves and set healthy boundaries. Okay, let me read y'all are saying. Okay, no one willing becomes addicted to anything, I think. Well, unless it's chocolate. I think when it comes to being kind in your words and trying to do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Absolutely. I said effing to be PG rated. What I was trying to say before was that it shouldn't be wrong to be addicted to feeling better. So you're taking pain meds correctly, not misusing it. And then boom, it's pulled. Yeah, totally. I was watching, do you guys, are y'all subscribed to Nick from, he has a channel called Hopeless to Hopeful. Okay. And he was talking about how he has just really been addicted to bettering his life and how good it feels to be making these positive changes in his life, you know? And it is a good feeling. It's a good feeling to see yourself moving up and changing and growing, right? Today, someone admitted to being nasty to me previously. I chose to accept the apology and move on. No point on hating them, as no, that would cause me even more anxiety. You're absolutely right, Layla. And here's the thing. I think that forgiveness, it's not for the other person, it's for us. So that's why when I'm telling you, even when people are being hateful and nasty and just downright mean to me, right? I already forgive them, right? I truly do feel bad for them because I 100% know it's because those people are struggling. I know it without a shadow of a doubt, right? But I'm not to allow it to happen over and over again. I'm going to assert and put that boundary down and say, listen, you can't treat me like this anymore. And I'm not going to sit here and watch you do it. You know, I'm going to stand up for myself. So true. Someone said ignore her. Apology. I couldn't do that. I guess I took a lot of apologies to admit she did wrong too. And you know what? It really is difficult to go back and make amends to somebody. You know what I'm saying? It's very embarrassing because a lot of us, we say stuff in the heat of the moment and then we're just like, damn, I shouldn't have said that, right? Or if it's somebody on the internet, now here's the thing. If you have somebody just trolling you guys on the internet, honestly, I just ignore it. I just ignore the people that do that. And it's like, I don't care either way, right? I feel bad for them. I wish them the best. I hope their gets better. But when you have a relationship with somebody and it's a friend of yours and you guys have been friends and you have a falling out, they cuss you or whatever, and then they come back and they say, you know, I'm sorry, I love you, I want to be a part of your life again. That's when I think you have to ask yourself, do I want to salvage this relationship? Do I want to have this person in my life? You know, my mom always says, she says, some people come into your life for a season, right? Just for a season, for a reason. They're not meant to be there all the time. They're just there for a season. And when they go, that's okay, right? That's okay. It's when to know to let go of relationships that are not salvageable. There's a lot of people that I've been hanging on to in my life that they weren't giving me that same, they weren't putting the same effort into the relationship that I was putting into it. They weren't reciprocating that kind of love and loyalty and respect back to me that I was giving them. So after so many attempts to salvage the relationship, I had to cut it off and let it go because it's not serving me anymore. Do you understand? It's not healthy for me anymore. It's not helping me benefit my life. And anyone that's not helping you to be better is helping pull you down. Oh, Cindy, it is hard to do. But when a person comes and does it, like I recognize that and I'm like, you know what? I respect that. Fortunately, in the recovery community, we are taught to look at these issues, but there are a lot of people out there who have no idea they are even acting unkind or being abusive with their words. Right. They're oblivious to it. Absolutely. And that's what I'm telling you guys. Not everyone who is in recovery is actively working to be better, right? There's some people who just get off the drugs and the alcohol and their life is exactly the same. And here's what I mean. If you are getting sober and you're off drugs and alcohol, you need to be improving, okay? So let's say you got sober and you're living with your parents, okay? You're living underneath your mom and dad's roof. You haven't got a job. You just got sober. You got like 6 months sober, right? And you're just hanging on by the skin of your teeth, right? White knuckling it. What you need to start doing is improving. You need to start looking for a job. You need to start, working and doing chores at the house for your parents to help. You need to be working on becoming productive, to become self-supporting, right? To be able to get up out of there and be your own person. Because that's what we're all trying to accomplish, to be our own people, right? I want to be independent. I want to be able to stand tall and say, I overcame addiction. Look at me. I have my kid. I have a house. I have a job. I have a car. I couldn't say that 4 years ago. Do you understand what I'm saying? So if you're not progressing and moving forward, then you're staying stagnant. What happens to water that's stagnant? Y'all ever seen like a pond or something where there's no water coming in or out of it? It's just that layer of filth over the top of it, that layer of muck over the top of it. You can't even stick your foot in there because it's like, yeah, right? That's what happens to us in our sobriety if we're not actively trying to be better people, if we're not challenging ourselves, right? I have to challenge myself. I have to call myself out, all right? A lot of the times and say, okay, Nicole, you're better than this. You know better than this. You don't have... I'm emotional. Have y'all figured that out yet? I wear my heart on my sleeve. I react with emotion. I I can't help it, okay? But I've worked so hard to get my emotions in check. But every now and then, I will let that shit just come flying out, like I did today, right? And that's me reacting. That's not responding. That's me just reacting. I'm better than that. I know better than that. I know not to respond. I know my mom has this saying. She says, um, what is she, you can't lay pearls among swine. Pearls, beautiful gems, beautiful pearls, don't belong with pigs. Okay? I'm a pearl. I don't wallow in the mud with swine. Okay? You don't mix that stuff together. All right? We rise above. That's what I'm trying to share with you guys here and suggest and let you guys know. When I fall short, I will come on here and I'll let you know. I fell short today. I fell short and I was wallowing in the mud with swine. But I'm pulling myself out of that mud. I took a shower, cleaned myself off, and I'm back on track now. Don't cast your pearls before the swine. That's what it is. Yes. Thank you, Cindy. Thank you. My mom always says that to me. Always. And it's 100% the truth. Right? You lay down with dogs, you're going to get fleas. Right? I hold myself in a higher regard today. Okay? I'm not the Nicole I was 6 years ago, 5 years ago, right? Today I'm hardworking. Today I'm dependable. Today I love myself. Today I want to help change people's lives. I don't think you guys understand the passion that is behind how I feel about helping other addicts. I have so much love for other drug addicts and helping them get sober, helping encourage them to change their lives, helping them realize that there's someone out there that cares about their well-being. It's so important to me. That's why I go out of my way to talk to people about my addiction, about my past. That's why I share this shit on the internet, on YouTube, where I put all my vulnerabilities out on the table. I open myself wide open for people to take shots at me, right? I put my heart and everything out on the table. Anybody can take that shit and throw it back in my face, make fun of me, hit me where it hurts, right? And they do. They do. They'll attack my insecurities. They'll attack the fact that they know I'm insecure about my weight. They'll attack the fact that they know I'm insecure about my little tooth. They'll attack the fact that I've been breaking out, okay? They'll attack all these things that they know that I'm insecure about. I put myself out here on the internet, but it's because it's a whole nother level, okay, of helping people. And when I can come on here and I can broadcast to many people all over the world on YouTube, right? It's changed my life to be able to do that with people. It's helped me improve my life. And in return, I'm seeing it help others. So that just fuels my passion even more to want to keep doing it. You know what I'm saying? But it's really, really hard. And it's scary because people take the shit I say and they twist it around and they make it into something that it's not. They make it into a whole nother story of just false craziness. Okay. It's so hard, says Layla. You're doing great. Absolutely, Layla. That's why we got to get you working in a detox or treatment center. I just know in my heart that's where you belong. I want to too. We appreciate you being here. That's who matters. Those who appreciate you for what you do, not those who abuse you. Layla, absolutely. And that's what I have to start reminding myself, that my tribe, my vibe attracts my tribe. My people who vibe with me are going to find me. Okay? It's the universe. It's the pool. You guys are going to find me. I'm going to tell y'all something. My Pisces girls, have all been finding me. This is so crazy to me how many of us were born in March, and it's like, oh my gosh. And you girls, you ladies, you guys are the ones who find me and get here, stick here with me, and who we vibe and we relate to each other. I love it. I love being a girl's girl, because that's how I was before I started using drugs, right? I had such close girlfriends, and I miss those relationships. I miss my friends. I miss my girls. I miss being able to go out with my girlfriends and go see a movie, or go get our toes done. You know, I miss that interaction with my friends that are women, you know? And so I love being able to come on here and have all you guys to talk to relate to. It just makes me so upset, because I really love being able to be of service to other people, and I just want to be able to help people, and that's all I'm trying to do, you know? And it really fills my heart so much when I can connect with you other women, you know, because for a long time I thought that I wasn't a girl's girl. I thought that I was like, just only got along with guys. But that's not what it was. It was that I was insecure around women. I felt threatened when I was around other women. I felt challenged. And now that I'm sober and living in recovery and doing the right thing, now I feel like all love for my women. I feel like I can relate to you guys so much, and I feel like we have so much in common. Like, I feel like so many of you women have found my channel because we have so much in common, because we're so much alike. And that's what drives me to keep telling you guys story times about my life and share with you guys what I've gone through, because I know that we're connecting, you know? It's 2 a.m. in the UK, and I'm up just because I enjoy being here with you. You're worth a million to me. I love you, Layla. And see all the Pisces that are here? This is definitely your passion and purpose, as well as a mom and partner too, of course. Yes. So I know I could keep you guys here forever. Real women empower other women. Weak women tear each other down. So true. So true. I know that's true because I used to be a person who felt insecure, and I felt like I had needed to one up a person before they got to it, right? I used to be very unsure of myself and felt like everybody was judging me right when I got around them. And that's not true. And you guys have shown me that complete strangers can show me love. And that's what's so amazing about YouTube and recovery, that we can get on here and we can all connect with each other because of our addictions, because of our struggles, right? There's some of you guys that are in Scotland, some of you guys are in Maine, New York, Florida, Virginia, like all over the world, Ireland, okay, England, all over. I never would have been able to connect with all of you women without YouTube, you know? We love you, Amy. You're our Gemini queen. Washington, yes. And I'm just telling you guys, like, I really needed, I needed somewhere to fit, you know? And like I was telling you guys before, I've never fit in, okay? I've never been the conventional, like, oh, you fit in this box right here. I've always been, like I was saying earlier, a trailblazer. I've always been someone who stood up for what I believed in, and I will not back down. And that is why I started my channel. That's why I share my experience about being on Suboxone, about being in recovery, and about helping other women while I'm doing it, right? That's what I do. That's how I stay sober. That's how I keep a needle out of my arm, is by giving back what was given to me. And being on Suboxone doesn't take any of that away from me. It doesn't make me not worthy. It doesn't make me not in recovery because I'm on Suboxone. It doesn't make my message any less. Okay? If anything, it connects me to so many more women who are going through the same exact thing. Wow, so we got a lot of Geminis and Pisces. Sadly, I felt more judged by my mom, by my girlfriends than my guy friends. You know, and Tara, I think that's something that a lot of us women go through. But I'm here to tell you guys. Neil?
Yeah.
Are you back?
Yeah.
What happened?
I mean, they're just going to keep her overnight.
Okay.
So call me in between like 7 and 8 tomorrow morning.
Okay.
I'll go pick her up.
Okay. New Jersey here, but a New Yorker at heart. I was actually born in New York, Long Island, New York. So anyway, that's what this is about, you guys. Like, this is about us chicks and guys, if there's any guys here, coming together and supporting each other, okay? I really want you guys to understand, like, I appreciate you guys so fucking much. Just for coming over here, watching my videos, supporting me, sharing in the chat. Like, I can't do this without your participation, right? These meetings wouldn't be anything if you guys weren't participating in the chat. So when you guys start talking and start chatting and start saying stuff, I read y'all's comments and I get excited. It gets me excited. It sparks new topics in my mind and gets me to wanting to interact with you guys and learn more about each and every one of you, you know? And, you know, I have to special shout out to my girls that are on my Patreon. Like, thank you so much for believing in me. Thank you so much for trusting me and understanding what I'm trying to do. You know, your guys' support, whether you're a $3 tier or you're the $25 tier, that support to me is, I can't even say how much it means to me because I don't know the words to say it, because it means that damn much to me. I never in a million years thought I would ever be able to help anybody else, okay? And so I'm just extremely grateful that you guys trust me to be able to be in your lives to help you guys and be there for you, you know, to be able to be a support network for you. That I am honored. I am honored to be a part of each one of y'all's recovery that are over on my Patreon. It literally means so much to me. You know, it is a privilege for me to be able to work with you guys. You know, I get so much out of each and every one of you guys' the relationship that I have with each one of you. Each one of my Patreon girls are different and they're special in their own way. Each one of the girls that I have on Patreon, we have been through our ups and downs and back and rounds, but there's one thing that we believe in each other. And that's one thing that, like, I want you guys to know that your support means so much to me, and that I will always be grateful to you for joining my Patreon. Like, it means a lot to me. I fought back and forth in my mind before I made my Patreon, whether or not I felt comfortable doing it, whether or not I thought it was a good idea. And I came to the conclusion that as long as I wasn't offering sponsorship and I wasn't selling 12-step stuff on my Patreon, that I was okay with doing it. As long as I was transparent about it being for support, you know, recovery support, and having a recovery support network with the other ladies in the Patreon, that's how I decided to come to it and say, hey, you know what? Yeah, I can do this. And so, since my channel has been basically demonetized every video I put up, that Patreon has really been helping me, you guys, to, you know, make my ends meet. Make sure that I can, you know, provide the service and do videos and get a camera and have lights and have a better setup. I've already been over on Amazon and looking at different backgrounds for over here, different like shelving that I want to put back here with candles, and hopefully by December, around the first of the year, hopefully, I'll have all that. And we're going to be rocking and rolling professional style, you know? So that's what I'm working towards, you know, and your support on Patreon is helping me to accomplish these things. And I'm hella grateful. My husband for a notification, but didn't. What the hell? Damn YouTube. Hey, Sonia. Hey, Missa, what are you doing? Watching Netflix. Explain the mind and anxiety. They have the green screens you use for that on. Yeah, listen to me. I was even thinking about like a tapestry or something, but here's my idea, you guys. So, like, I want to have like a tie-dye tapestry, but then I also want to have just like a bookshelf or something behind me, but one that you can see through that has like the opening so you can see the tie-dye tapestry behind me. And then I could put like candles, and I can put like the Serenity Prayer on a like plaque over here. Like, I have so many ideas. Then I also, hold on a second, I'm almost forgetting. 3 of our girls are fixing to celebrate their 1 year sober birthdays in October, you guys. Okay? If you haven't already sent me your recovery sobriety date, send it to me. If you want a card, send me your damn address and I'll mail you a card out for your recovery birthday. Okay? I got Tiara is going to have her year. Candy is going to have her year. God, who else is going to have their year? One other person. Was it Tara? Candy, Tiara, somebody else in October. I listed it in the community tab. But that's 3 women that I know of that are fixing to have their 1 year sober birthdays, you guys. So, if, like, seriously, just message me, you know, send me a text message or a DM or an email, because what I did, good job, Sonia, I'm so proud of you, as I'm putting y'all's names in my calendar on my phone. So that way when the date comes up, it alarms me and says, hey, Layla from Real Talk Recovery is hitting 6 months this year. You know, or Missa just hit 30 days. Or, so that's kind of helping me to keep everything organized. So that way I can recognize you guys' sobriety birthdays. I can come on here and say, congratulations, you know, today's your sober birthday. Also, I know that Jeff just celebrated a sober birthday on the 23rd. Oh, Megan has her birthday. It was yesterday, so I need to get a hold of Megan. Megan celebrated 90 days, I think, yesterday. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, I have so many of you guys in my little phone, so that way I can remember y'all's sobriety birthdays. But it's important, you guys, and you need to be proud of yourself. So email me, DM me, any way you can, so I can get your sobriety birthdays. If you don't know your sobriety birthday, pick a day, nail down a date around that time, and let me know when it is, okay? All right. Let me see what y'all are saying. Yes, green screens, you can add whatever. Oop. Sorry, guys. Did I block? Oh, no, I don't want to block anybody. For Christmas, I'm getting you a cool planner, Nicole. You have so much to keep up with. Thanks, Sonia. And so, but I'm telling you, I've been doing a lot better, Sonia. Like I said, I've been programming everything in my phone. And then what I also try to do with Patreon is I try to, hey, Sunny, I try to email or message you guys, you know, once a week to let everybody know, hey, I'm thinking about you guys. I hope you're having a great day. I love y'all, you know, blah, 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 blah. So it's worth it. Every bit of what I do, it is worth it. Being able to be a part of y'all's recovery and help you ladies, it's worth it. It is everything to me. It is, I love it. It's never hard. It's never too much. It's never work to me because I enjoy doing it. I enjoy doing it. No, one day, hope to be there. Tara, so tell us what's going on, girl. So you haven't got sober yet? What is your drug of choice? It's okay. No shame, girl. Don't even be tripping. It's okay. You are always welcome here. Don't be ashamed. Don't be embarrassed, all right? We are here to support you. We all started somewhere, and that's what it is. Layla, exactly. Everybody in this room, basically, we all started somewhere. A lot of the girls that are in here started their day ones here on Real Talk Recovery, and we have been doing this together. You know what I mean? So it's okay. You're not alone. You know, like I was saying, you guys, recovery, it's a process, you know? It doesn't happen all overnight, you know? Sonia says, Tara, I used to watch Nicole while I was still using, and now I'm 6 months sober. Like, every time I think about that, Sonia, I could literally cry because I'm so damn proud of you. And I remember when you first started coming in. And I remember when I got your phone number and we started texting. You know, like, I remember. Gold Dust says, it's okay, Tara. I'm still weaning off muscle relaxers and benzos. Krissy, again, I remember when Krissy first came in. And I'm just so proud of you, Krissy, because you being able to share that, Krissy couldn't have done that 5 months ago, 4 months ago. She would have not have said that. But it's because you can help someone with your struggle. There's nothing to be ashamed of. There is no shame, right? We are working to get better one day at a time. Do I want you to be out there getting high and getting fucked up? No, because I don't want you to die. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not going to ever judge you, okay? Ever. Fuck that. No, hell no. You know, I'm serious, you guys. Like, that shit don't play over here. I don't let that shit fly at all. That's why my chat is stacked with mods. You know, I'm not letting people come in here and disrespect anyone, especially newcomers who are in here trying to find their way in recovery. But you got to give yourself a chance, okay? Congrats, girls, on your 30, 60. Yeah. Here's a place we can talk and forget our shame we have. I know that's for sure. Absolutely. Only that, what do you mean, girl? That is a huge accomplishment. You have to get rid of those words. It's only been 16 days. No, you should say, I've been damn sober for 16 days. It's a miracle. Because that's what it is. It's a miracle. 2 weeks and 2 days is a miracle. Okay? That's half of a month. Okay? You're fixing to hit 20 days. Okay? You have got to change the way you talk to yourself about your sobriety. You can't say, oh, it's only been 7 days. Absolutely. That is a huge accomplishment. 1 day is a huge accomplishment. 30 minutes is a huge accomplishment. That's a miracle. Every minute that we are not getting high or drunk is a miracle. Okay? That's another breath that you have to live that day. Okay? We got to change the way we talk to ourselves. Remember, we talked about this last week. Our inner dialogue, right? The things we say in our minds that nobody else hears, right? Oh, it's just this, or I'll never make it to that, or maybe one day, right? No, I've got 16 days. Can you believe it? I'm going to get to a year. I know it. I want this. I'm willing. I'm making the changes. I love myself today. I'm not looking back. I'm not going to kill myself with dope. I'm not going to sell myself short anymore. That's what we did in our addiction. We were selling ourselves short. We were compromising, okay? We were settling for less. That's what we were doing when we were in our addiction, all right? We were letting shit just be how it is, right? When we get sober and we're starting to make changes, 7 days, 16 days, 30 days, 1 day, 5 days, right? That's 5 days that you're not settling for less. That's 7 days that you're not motherfucking compromising. That's 16 days that you're not disrespecting yourself. Okay? That's 16 days that you're not acting like a fool and hurting your family and hurting your kids. Okay? That's 16 days that you ain't dying. Okay? That's 16 days that you didn't come to death's door. All right? Because every time that you get high and drunk, you are playing with death. Okay? I'm telling you guys. That's right, Tara. You build yourself up. It's a huge deal. It's not just a little thing. It's a huge deal. Because when I first got 16 days, it was such a big deal to me because I never thought I was going to get sober. I never thought I was going to be able to live my life. I never thought I was going to be able to be happy at all. At all. So I think about it as, just like I was saying, that's 16 days that you're loving yourself. That's 16 days that you are changing the way you treat yourself. You know, that's 16 days of self-respect. When we think about how we were in our addiction and we think about how we hurt ourselves, I don't know if you guys have started to get to that point where you truly think about how bad we were to ourselves, how short we sold ourselves, right? I settled for so much bullshit because of my addiction. I treated myself like I wasn't worth nothing. I was garbage, okay? And I let men treat me like that. I let other women treat me like that. And that's not what I'm doing today. So when you start transitioning and you start getting sober and you start changing your life, every moment, every day, every minute that you're not letting yourself go and not letting other people walk all over you or take advantage of you, or you're not selling yourself for drugs and alcohol, right? That's such a big accomplishment. And I get emotional about it because that's what I was doing. I didn't love myself. That's why I was getting high. Because I didn't have any respect for myself. Because I didn't think I could do any better. I thought that's what I deserved. I thought that's what I was going to be for the rest of my life. With a junkie. I thought I was going to die with a needle hanging out of my arm. And so I really get pumped up about seeing you guys like accomplish these huge sobriety journeys, you know. It's exciting for me to see you get 30 days. It's exciting for me to hear you guys say, hey, you know, I'm inspired. I want to try doing this for my recovery. Or, hey, Nicole, do you know any good books I could read that could help me learn about my addiction? Or, hey, Nicole, can you do a video about this next week? Because I really have been struggling with it, right? So, Tara, but it's not like that. 16 days is a big deal. Congratulations. I remember my day 16. It felt amazing to have started. You're doing so well, Tara. Honestly proud of you. We are still on the same journey, even later on same struggles. And I'm set, like, amen, sisters. Amen. And I'm telling you guys, like, I have gotten so much out of just sitting here and talking with you guys tonight. I have never, I think, talked for this long on a live stream. But I have just really wanted to sit here, and I'm so glad that you guys have been interacting with me, because I just feel like I just left church. Like, I just feel like I just got so much from you guys, from being able to share with you guys what works for me, and then having you guys share with me what you're going through, and then seeing you guys grow, seeing you guys support each other in the comments. Man, I'm telling you what, I love seeing you guys do that. I love seeing y'all help each other stay sober. For real. I love doing this. One day, I hope I can open up a huge recovery center where people can come and you guys can come tell your stories one day, and we can all help people and go around the United States and help people get sober, you know? But anyway, now I'm dreaming and I'm telling you guys, I have some of the biggest aspirations, okay? So, anyway, I really enjoyed talking with you guys tonight. I love you guys so, so much. I hope you all have a good night. If you need anything, DM me, email me. Y'all know the deal, okay? I love you guys so much. Thank you for being a part of my recovery. Thank you for being a part of my life. And thank you for being a part of Real Talk Recovery. Thank you for helping me help other people, because that's what it is. You guys are helping me be able to help others. And I love you guys, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.